I truly do not know how to begin processing what we just witnessed at Atlanta. You could sense it developing. You could sense that something was about to transform. A competitor who has been working hard, battling through a difficult period, finally demonstrating genuine velocity again. And then in an instant, it is all eliminated, just like that. This was not merely another racing incident. This was one of those moments that resonates more profoundly because of who was participating, because of the background behind it, and because of what it signifies for the championship landscape this early in the season. And believe me, supporters are discussing this everywhere currently. Something occurred at Atlanta Motor Speedway that could alter the atmosphere of this entire season for one of the sport's most prominent names. And it did not conclude quietly. Before we analyze everything, if you are a genuine NASCAR enthusiast who lives and breathes this sport every single weekend, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. We are a new platform attempting to create something unique, and our initial objective is growing our community with authentic NASCAR supporters who ride with us. If you care about this sport the way we do, you are in the right place. So, here is where everything transformed. We are discussing Kyle Busch at Atlanta Motor Speedway during the FR8 Racing 208 weekend, and approaching Sunday, the atmosphere around him actually felt distinct. Merely one day earlier, he secures his 68th victory in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. 68, let that sink in, that is dominance. That is Kyle Busch performing Kyle Busch activities. So entering the Cup competition, you could sense a little momentum developing, as if perhaps this was the weekend the slump finally broke. He starts 14th in the NASCAR Cup Series competition. By the conclusion of Stage 1, he has advanced to 7th. The vehicle appeared quick. He was progressing forward. That number 8 Chevrolet had energy, and then lap 125 occurs. Exiting turn 2, Kyle acknowledges it himself. He did not obtain the cleanest departure. He stated, "I didn't get the best of exits off of turn 2 there." He mentioned the car was slightly crossed up, not entirely out of control, just not perfectly aligned. And that is when the number 4 appears behind him, Noah Gragson. Instead of checking up, instead of lifting for a split second to allow Kyle to gather it up, Gragson delivers him a massive push, and not the type of push you observe in a coordinated drafting maneuver. This was a full commitment. Kyle gets turned severely, spins across the backstretch, collides nose first into the interior retaining wall. Significant damage. Competition concluded. Finished. The vehicle gets towed away under caution. 34th position, DNF. And just like that, what appeared like a recovery day transforms into a catastrophe. Now here is where it becomes personal. This is not merely two random competitors. Gragson previously competed for Kyle at Kyle Busch Motorsports back in 2017 and 2018. There is background there is a connection there, and Kyle did not restrain himself. He stated it was perfect timing for the 4 car to simply ram him as forcefully as possible instead of checking up, ensuring he was aligned, maybe contacting him gently. And then he delivered the statement that truly communicates where his mindset is at. It is just what they all do. They just all run through you. It does not matter if you are aimed the correct way or not. That is irritation. That is a veteran who feels like respect is vanishing on these superspeedway-style tracks. Now, fortunately, Kyle exited the vehicle on his own, proceeded to the infield care center, received evaluation, and was medically cleared. So physically, he is fine. That is what matters most. But standings-wise, this damages. He entered Atlanta 14th in points after finishing 15th at the Daytona 500. Not exceptional, but consistent. Following this collision, he falls to 24th in the championship standings. That is a significant shift this early in the season. Meanwhile, the competition itself concludes in absolute turmoil, double overtime, and Tyler Reddick secures the victory in dramatic fashion. Huge day for Reddick. Massive contrast to what occurred to Busch. And here is the broader perspective. Kyle Busch's Cup drought persists. That is the aspect nobody wants to overlook. The Truck Series victory demonstrated he can still dominate. The velocity in Stage 1 proved the Cup vehicle can compete up front, but the outcomes just are not aligning when it matters. And now, there is tension added to the combination. Because when former teammates collide like that, particularly with background, that material lingers. You do not simply forget it. The next time they are around each other at a drafting track, everyone is going to be observing every push, every lane selection, every restart. This is the type of moment that can shape a season. Either Kyle utilizes this as motivation and emerges aggressively in the next few competitions, or this early points deficit makes the playoff route significantly more stressful than it needs to be. That is why this was not merely another wreck at Atlanta. This had layers, championship implications, background, emotion, and a competitor who is clearly exhausted of feeling like he is getting run over. And honestly, as supporters, we feel that tension too. So what do you think? Was that merely intense racing at a superspeedway-style track, or did Noah Gragson cross a boundary there, particularly considering their background? Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear genuine NASCAR supporters weigh in on this one. If you appreciated analyzing this with me, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. We are building this platform from the foundation up, and our initial objective is growing our community with authentic NASCAR supporters who love honest, passionate perspectives on this sport. If you live for Sundays, if you follow the standings, if you feel the emotion of moments like this, you belong here. I will see you in the next one.